Hello and welcome to my Miss Pandaria Fire Mage skill breakdown. In this video I'm going to try to explain the active and passive spells of a Fire Mage as implemented in the Miss Beta. Now remember, beta is beta and is subject to major changes at any time. In the background, my mage will be going through the rotation described later in the video. I haven't spent too much time in front of the target dummies, so as always, the rotation is sloppy and could use some practice. Up on the screen are the tooltips of the main spells and effects of a Fire Mage taken directly from the beta client. These will not be up throughout the explanation, but feel free to pause the video to read through them. First we have Mastery Ignite. This spell basically causes most of your direct damage fire spells to leave a dot on your target, dealing a percentage of the damage done by the spell that applied it. Next, Critical Mass causes your Fireball, Frost Firebolt, Pyroblast, and Scorch spells to have an increased critical strike chance. As pointed out in the last video, your magical armor spells have gone through some small changes. All armors now have a 3-second cast time, and Mage Armor and Frost Armor now give Mastery and Haste respectively. Molten Armor still gives an increased critical strike chance, which is needed for our next spell. Pyroblast is still a nuke spell that applies a dot effect, but is now combined with the old Hot Streak talent. Whenever you crit with a direct damage spell, you gain a buff called Heating Up. If your next direct damage spell crits, you gain an instant cast Pyroblast. Next, Inferno Blast is an instant cast direct damage nuke that has an 8-second cooldown. It is also a guaranteed crit. Fireball is your basic filler spell, trading mana and a cast time for damage. Mage Bomb is a new spell that is basically a placeholder for one of your 3 talented dots. There is nothing stopping you from choosing any dot to go with any spec, but I've chosen Living Bomb because of its history with the fire spec. Finally, Combustion is the same spell as Kata, putting a dot effect on the target that deals the same DPS as the combined total of the current Pyroblast and Ignite effects on the target. This spell also resets the cooldown of Inferno Blast. Now, before detailing the Fire Mage rotation, I want to point out a few things. When I actually describe the rotation, I will be referring to your talented dot effect as the base spell Mage Bomb so as to keep it talent agnostic. Also, keep in mind that this rotation is meant to be a basic starting point, so it tries to tone down the use of cooldowns or tricky mechanics. Now onto the rotation I've been able to put together. First, put Mage Bomb on your target, following up with Fireball spam. Once you have a single stack of Heating Up, cast Inferno Blast, followed by an instant Pyroblast. Remember to keep Mage Bomb up and cast your Pyroblast whenever you have the instant cast buff ready. Finally, cast Combustion whenever it isn't on cooldown, preferably while Inferno Blast is on cooldown. Overall, the Fire Mage has a few more debuffs to manage than Arcane, but definitely doesn't skimp on the direct damage. Please thumbs up if you liked this video, and subscribe to my channel to be notified when I release more content. My name is VorpalStick, and this has been my Fire Mage skill breakdown.